What's going on, guys? We are getting started with week 3, and before we jump into what the Metcons are going to be in some of the notes for those, want to give you a few thoughts as we head into weeks 3 and 4. So hopefully, especially this week, you guys are going to start having the adaptation to the program if this is going to be different from the lifting that you were doing previously. So usually it takes me a couple weeks before my body starts to adjust to, okay, here's what we're doing, get in the routine, and then in some ways it's almost like you can really push into the program in that way. So if we can be upping the weights, maintain the same reps and sets that we're doing right now, we're going to drop those like I mentioned before in weeks 5 through 8, but hopefully you guys are starting to really kind of acclimate to the program and the lifting that we've got for the schedule. Second thing is really be focusing in on that Olympic lifting. We've got some of the dumbbell snatch, the medicine ball cleans in our Metcons, but I really want you guys in the workouts to be focusing on the clean and the snatch on the days that we've got it programmed, because weeks 5 through 8 we're going to start trying to incorporate some of those into the Metcons. So obviously we're going to do that slowly and not just throw you in to the deep end, but that is coming, so just make sure you guys are paying attention to that. Try and keep everything nice and tight on the form. Last thing is going to be the kipping pull-ups. So for this, we've been doing our pull-up work, or the lat pull work, I should say. Something that we mentioned last week and we're going to be coming into is not just doing our 1, 2, 3 big pull, but we're trying to get that big pull into a kipping pull-up. So grab the bar, 1, 2, and up. Get that chin above the bar, reset. 1, 2, and up above the bar. So like we talked about last week, make sure that we're generating that force through the hips. We've got our 2 C's, so that when I come through, when I'm pulling with my lats right here, the last thing I'm going to do is pop my hips. My hips are going to pop forward. That helps me bring my chin to the bar. So it's very technical. It's a lot of moving pieces, so that's why we spend the time to really dedicate to that. But we're trying to move from the 1, 2 big pull to the kipping pull-ups. If that's not in the cards right now, obviously just work on the 1, 2 big pull. We're still working on that pull through the lats, straight arm pull through the lats. There we go. All right, let's get into our Metcons for the week. I'm gonna reference my notes. First day, we have 3 rounds. It's going to be 12 lunges. We're going to do these in the front rack with the dumbbells again. I was looking at the workout from last week that we did. That one, yeah, that was a little much. Anyways, it's going to be 3 rounds, 12 lunges in the front rack, 12 hanging knee raises. We've been doing those, 12 lunges again, and then 12 push-ups. So what you'll notice with this one is that we're going from a lower body movement for the most part. We are using this we are having to stabilize our core because it's going to be in the front rack. I honestly like it better than the farmers, but then we're going to more of a core or upper body exercise, and it rotates back and forth. Good news is you get the tension that comes off of your legs for a bit, but it's still going to have a high demand of your body. So it's 3 rounds. Try and move through it relatively quickly, but make sure that you're not just burning out on that first set. Second day, this one's going to be a little longer. This one is going to be more of our interval workout. It's going to be all right, follow along with me. Reference the description afterward because there's going to be a lot of talking here. It's going to be 3 rounds, 15 burpees, 15 push press, rest 3 minutes. Then 2 rounds, 15 burpees, 15 push press, rest 2 minutes. 1 round, 15 burpees, 15 push press, you're done. What we're doing with this one is we're going to be working the shoulders against themselves. So shoulders aren't something you usually are going to feel in burpees unless you're doing a lot of them, or if you're pairing them with an exercise like a push press, like a push jerk, basically anything upper body, right? So the idea with this is going to be, since we are demanding that from our shoulders, you're going to feel on your burpees. When you hit the ground, when I start to really notice my shoulders in the middle of Metcons for burpees, I try and really focus on keeping my elbows nice and tight to my body when I push up. I don't want my arms out to the side because I'm trying to take as much away from my shoulders as possible, throw it all into the triceps, and go from there. Then you've got the 3 rounds, 3 minutes rest, 2 rounds, 2 minutes rest. So it's encouraging you to go fast, right? 15 burpees should, we're looking probably around a minute for that if we're really pushing it. We're not doing burpees over a bar, we're not doing burpees to a box, anything like that. Same thing with push press. So we're looking hopefully 6 minutes for those first 3 rounds. So obviously if we're still getting into this, it might be 6 to 8, but that's the goal we're shooting for. Rest 3 minutes. You should be able to bring that heart rate down. Get a small drink of water, don't take a lot, but because you're gonna be coming back to it, and hopefully you're gonna be able to hit it with the same intensity because it's 2 rounds. Same thing with the 3rd round, you've got 1 round, so just empty the tank on that right there. All right, day 3, that's gonna be our EMOM day. For this one, it's gonna be 15 air squats, 10 box jumps, 40 jump ropes, and then 12 med ball cleans. So for this one, I want you guys, we are upping the time. So we went from 24 to 28. We're gonna do 28 next week, and we'll probably jump up in the next couple weeks, but we'll be spending a couple weeks at each time domain. The big thing with these is, one, you're getting your body used to getting used to working for a longer period of time. You do have those rest intervals in there, so it does allow for a lot of technique work as well. So with the med ball cleans, we've got 12 of them, which is gonna be a lot, as far as it'll probably chew up a lot of your time, but the demand that it has from your body is not going to be ridiculous. So really work on trying to make sure you are pulling straight off the ground, you pop the hips, and then don't just curl the ball. You want to have that turnover in your arms. With the air squats, we want to make sure that these are smooth and consistent. So yes, we can just sprint these and just haul ass, but in the end we want to make sure everything's dialed in technique wise. And we've got, for the future, we want to make sure that we're ensuring that you can build larger sets. Jump rope, if you want to start working on double unders, absolutely. I'd say spend no more than 30 seconds on that though per minute. Day 4, this is going to be an 8-minute AMRAP, so as many rounds as possible that you can do of 5 wall balls and 5 push-ups. We're seeing push-ups again, but push-ups were on day 1, so you should have several days in between that. The big thing is going to be keeping your transitions fast, but also just the technique for wall balls. I know that we're still building into that. It's in our regular weekly programming, but don't get sloppy with these. Make sure that everything is nice and tight as far as with our ball. Got it. Gobble it. Basically hold in front of us. Squat to parallel. And then when we throw it, you don't want to be standing too far back from your target because then you're going to be catching in front of you, it's dropping to the ground. So play around with the distance that you need to be from the wall. Also make sure that when you're receiving it, you want to be not just catching the ball and having it being jarring, but this is going to go back to the smoothness of our air squats. You're able to start catching it and descending into your squat right away and then be able to throw it right back up. So I want it to be up, down, up, down. So this is going to be a shorter target than what is going to be standard, but down, up, up. Everything is nice and smooth. I'm in control of the ball on the way down. Push-ups, it's 5 push-ups. You'll probably, once again, this is going to be, you'll probably feel it on the pushing side as well, just because you got to obviously throw the ball and you're doing the push-ups. So day 5, this one is going to be a variation of an open workout from 2017, and then I think it pops back up a couple years later, and it's going to be dumbbell snatches and burpee box jumps. So the workout that we're doing is going to be 30, 25, 20, 15, 10 of dumbbell snatches. In between each round, you're going to do 10 burpee box jumps. So I mentioned at the beginning of the program that we would start working on those transitions on week 3. This is a good week to do that because we have a lot of them. Make sure that your form is dialed in. Make sure that back is tight. If you need to, scale the reps. You are probably going to feel your back get a pump because of the amount of volume that you're doing. We got 100 reps total of the dumbbell snatches. So, like we've talked about, want to make sure we're pulling that straight line up above. When you're going to transition midair, use a light weight for this. Get used to it at a light weight and we'll build heavier. We're up, and then I want to think about the dumbbell falling right in front of my body. Okay? So here, down, I grab, and just like we talked about with wall balls, being able to control it to the bottom, same thing with the dumbbell snatch is when we're transitioning midair. So, up, down, up, down. Now the standard used to be that you could not transition until you were in front of your face with the dumbbell. That's no longer there. So the nice part is, even if you're right here, drop and switch, it's a really short distance that dumbbell has to transition. You can even do the typical dumbbell snatch, bring it back down, and do your next rep for the larger sets, and then in the smaller sets, go to the transition midair, or while you're fresh, do like the first 5 or 6 reps transitioning midair, and then go to the on the ground transition. Burpee box jumps, I think we've done these before. Hit the deck, chest and thighs, jump on the box, full extension. Yeah, that one is probably going to take a while, and I don't know if we've talked about this before, but time caps. This would be if you don't get all the work done by a certain amount of time, you're calling it, you put the score in. I think we talked about this last week. Anyways, 20-minute time cap on this one. Like I said, it is going to be a lot of volume, so pay attention to that back positioning. We do not in any way want to be rounded. Make sure that that back is straight. We're trying to keep those shoulders pretty square. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy the workouts. I think that sun set quite a bit, so it's probably gotten pretty dark on the video, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you again for next week.